How's it going, you guys? Calico here. And for anybody that tunes into the live streams, might know that I've been working on a Jackass 2 video for the last couple of weeks. And over the time that I've been working on that, I've really become infatuated with the stars of the movie itself. Steve-O, Johnny Knoxville, Ryan Dunn, Wee Man, and all the guys around it. But one person really stands out above the rest, and that person is Bam Margera. Seeing as how he's kind of had his own little fall off, and he's not really a part of the crew anymore. He wasn't even a part of the last movie aside from one stunt. But man, over my time of just kind of watching videos online in the background as I'm working on this video, I stumbled across one of the worst fucking stand-up comedy bits I've ever seen. One of the worst stand-up comedy shows of all time. Ran by himself, Bam Margera, and Jesus Christ, you guys, we have to watch this today. Now, I do want to preface this by saying that I like Bam Margera. I'm a Bam Margera fan. I honestly don't even feel bad for the guy necessarily. It doesn't seem like he's broke. He still has money. He's probably still getting money from the Jackass movies and the TV show and CKY and all that stuff. So he seems pretty well off. He still has his big giant house. He still can throw all his big giant parties. So to be honest, I don't feel bad for the guy. He's just living life like a rock star, truly. Now, right off the bat, we're blessed to get a shot of these ticket stubs where, to be honest, I'm not sure what this even is. If it's saying that it's $7.50 or $20 or how much it's saying to get in. They have both the numbers there. Regardless of which it is, even if they're combined and it's $27.50, what they got, the product that they got and showed up to was still not worth $27.50. We then get an epic picture here of the two people who have blessed us with this fucking video, who have, taken the time to pay their hard-earned money to go to a Bam Margera show, upload it to YouTube. I'm not going to really rag on these guys at all, but this looks exactly like somebody you would expect to be at a Bam Margera show. I actually went to a dispensary one time and had somebody that looked just like this guy try to tell me that one of his damn fucking tellers didn't short me on a $20 bill, and I had to stand there for about 15 minutes while they watched video footage. So you know what? Fuck this guy.
The Jersey shirt, bunch of tools, they're fucking jacked, they're tan, they look like Oompa Loompas except bigger. They go to the gym and they even spike their hair with that gel that looks like...
Okay, now I know that Bam Margera's name is in the title of this video, and Bam Margera does absolutely shit the bed on stage, but holy fuck, is this fake Fat Joe looking motherfucker completely unfunny. He actually has a decent opening to the bit here, but trust me, I promise his voice, his bits, his terrible reused internet fucking jokes will get extremely old very fast. Trust me, you guys. What an absolutely based fucking intro for Bam right here. Just shamelessly showing 15-year-old footage that, honestly, I don't even know how he has the rights to some of this stuff. Like, it just shows the Viva La Bam intro, and there's just scenes straight up ripped from Jackass 3, like the electric boogaloo where they're running through the hallway full of, tasers and cow prods and shit. The giant hand bit from Jackass, I believe 2 was in there as well, and then there's just all sorts of Jackass stuff and Viva La Bam and shit that I don't even know how he owns the rights to any of this stuff, honestly.
My first wedding ring here in Dearborn, Michigan for $40,000. And I'm never taking it the fuck off. I'm married twice, and my second wife says, "Why do you not take that off?" I go, "Because it's $40,000, and I'm not going to replace it with a $100 ring. So it's there forever, and it's here."
This is just absolutely, fucking epic right here from Bam, just dunking on his new wife by telling her how he's going to continue wearing his ring from his previous marriage because it's worth 10 bands and he's not replacing it with a $100 ring. Like, did he just carry this ring over? Is his previous marriage's ring his new ring still? Like, Bam, listen, bro, we know you're not that fucking broke. You can buy another ring. Stop the fucking cap.
So it's a question and answer. You can ask anything to me because I have no fucking filter. That's why.
I really don't know why Bam even says this, because legitimately at no point throughout this entire show does he give any chance for the audience to ask him questions. If he means that the fat guy you saw in the beginning is going to basically be asking him questions and treating this like an onstage podcast, then yes, he is 100% correct. But the audience at no point will be allowed to ask Bam any questions. You gotta love how Bam is just not even facing the crowd right here. He's not even bothering looking at the people who paid for his show. He's talking to his co-host. He's talking to the guy you saw at the beginning, as if this just, him and his buddy recording a video, This is just him and his buddy having a chat. There's not a live audience right here. Bam, this shit is so lazy, man. I cannot believe you allowed this to happen.
like Novak, he's been my best friend. He's been on heroin for fucking 20 years. He's been 5 years sober, but
Jesus, man. The fact that notorious black tar heroin fanatic Brandon Novak is clean shaven and healthy, looking like this, while Bam Margera himself is currently looking like this, is just absolutely jarring. I don't think anybody would have really predicted the downfall of Bam Margera like this.
It looks like if he pees, it looks like a water slide going down his balls.
So there he is getting on the airplane.
Jesus, man, this unfunny bastard is out here fighting for his fucking life, just trying to cut Bam off at every chance he can to just sneak a little joke in there, sneak a shitty little joke in there.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So I've heard a story about Bam Virgin Air. What the hell is that? Like, what is Bam Virgin Air?
That was the Iranian chick
That's
with
the
Nas
Iranian
Tokyo when
So now,
This set really reminds me of if you went to your high school reunion and the fat kid who fucking would snort Smarties and shit to get your chocolate milk at lunch, and the guy that was fucking banging the Cookie Monster wearing sweatpants girl just came together and somehow got a hold of the mic after having a few too many Miller High Lifes, you know what I mean? This is just embarrassing. This is terrible. I don't know how both these guys are up here. This is a horrible look.
yeah. Well, I mean, even speaking of like a big story that comes out about a celebrity, how do you deal with a big story coming out that may or may not be true, and how does it affect your life afterwards? Like, that's not something that everyday people
This is how it
deal with.
affected me. My girlfriend,
At this point, we've literally just devolved into a live podcast where Bam's random friend who nobody's ever heard of is just asking him random shit, and Bam just struggles to answer the question while ignoring the audience. Who the fuck paid for this? Why on earth would you have came and paid a single cent for this?
gone, and then I grab her by her hair and I drag her 40 feet down the road and just leave her by a tree. Well, her story is, Bam.
What the fuck kind of crowd reaction is this? I beat the shit out of my girlfriend. I threw her down a fucking well. Whoa! Yeah! Let's go, Bam! Beat that fucking bitch's ass!
Some of these kids are young. This kid looks like he's fucking 9 years old. Here, man, drink this. Could you bring him? Awesome. Here's mom. The world's worst parent sitting right front row.
Ah, yes, the absolute lowest hanging fruit and crowd heckling possible. Just calling out what looks to be a kid in the crowd. Anybody who looks underage at a comedy show, you're instantly a kid and you're instantly going to be called out. And if there's a parent next to you, they're instantly going to be the worst parent in the world. This is just really funny. You know what I mean?
As much as I must say that, like, I appreciate Novak being sober for 5 years, I honestly miss his fucking hellish ways. Because
does anybody want to volunteer for this new position?
Trust me, man. Everybody knows. We can all tell that you just wish everybody was back in their heyday of shooting heroin and doing fucking crack cocaine and destroying their bodies. We all know, man. You miss those days.
What's your big deal?
That was just a snack in the afternoon. So, you can laugh into the mic, Bam. Let him know I'm funny. That's fine.
The balls on this unfunny motherfucker to say this after such a lame, recycled copy and paste quip. Just a snack in the afternoon. That's the best you could come up with, and you really think, Jesus Christ, man, comedy is absolutely dead, you guys.
All right, so you got this rental car out in Budapest, and I don't even know where the fuck Budapest is, let alone that they have rental cars. What's the story on this?
Alright, it's one thing to be an idiot, it's one thing to be a fucking complete moron, but it's another thing to just say it on stage so mask off. This guy doesn't know what Budapest is. You don't know that they have fucking rental cars in Budapest? The actual capital of fucking Hungary. And not only does this guy not know what it is, he's never heard of it, but he doesn't think that the capital of Hungary has rental cars. This dude is an absolute fucking moron.
I have Vito on my leg tattooed. It says beer plus ice equals ice cold beer, and that's a fucking fact. And then it also says glitter gold.
Okay, what the actual fuck? The crowd gets maybe their biggest pop of the entire show for Bam's Don Vito tattoo on his leg. Have we forgotten what Bam's uncle did? Have we forgotten what Don Vito did and was convicted of? We're not just talking about being accused. This man was convicted of 2 counts of sexual assault on a minor after an incident on August 12th of 2006 where Vito had groped 2 12-year-old girls. He was found guilty of this. I also love how they describe this verdict as a split verdict, like this is a championship fight in the UFC. You know, Don Vito barely lost his freedom by a close split verdict. What the fuck kind of a description of a courtroom is this?
We're in.
Whoa, yeah. Oh, I forgot about the time I
Mel popped our rep. I gave him 100 euros to eat.
Why are they both even on stage at the same time? Like, I understand that the fat guy had a set before, a comedy show usually has an opener. That makes sense. Somebody to get the crowd all warmed up, feeling fuzzy and happy. But both on stage at once just makes no sense. Even if these jokes were funny and they were gonna have any shot at getting a pop, they just fall flat every time because Bam is either talking over the fat guy or the fat guy's fucking talking over Bam. They're constantly talking over each other. This is incohesive. This makes no fucking sense. This is a terrible, terrible way to do a show.
All right, man. So this FFU tour, and again, I'm trying to.
I really got to appreciate the uploader of this video for taking it upon himself to edit out this guy's unfunny ass jokes. Thank you, my friend. This is only a 38-minute set, but it probably was about a 45-minute set, and you really saved us 7 minutes of this guy's unfunny fat ass.
Because,
I took that same rental car you left.
like today's Say Whatever I Want Day, right?
Perfect example here of an actually kind of funny joke that this dude says. He says that at this point, Bam had told a story earlier about how he had so much money he didn't give a fuck. He just left a rental car in some parking lot and just took the fine for paying for the car. And here now Bam is saying how, if he didn't have a way to get somewhere, he would just call a helicopter. And this guy says, I'm so fucking broke. I took the rental car that you left in that parking lot. Actually a pretty funny joke, but it cannot land because Bam is just talking over him the whole time. Like, terrible way to want to show.
To do this thing with Bam, and I want to hear some cool stories. And he's like, dude, Novak is banned from Baltimore Orioles Stadium. And I was like, what the fuck? So do you know anything about that?
He's banned from
Who gives a shit? Why is so much of this show about decade-old stories, probably even older than a decade-old stories, about fucking Bam's friends? Brandon Novak, somebody who doesn't even really associate with Bam Margera anymore. At this point, Novak was, like they said, 5 years clean and healthy. I really don't know how he feels about these horrible, terrible fucking black tar heroin stories being told at a comedy show with about 12 people in the audience.
I have a beanie on with another hat, and somebody has the idea to tell me at 2 a.m., nice double hat pussy. So I decided to get the biggest Luger I can to go spit on his face. I didn't know he was a UFC fighter. I didn't know he was the #1 champion. I didn't know he would knock me out in one fucking punch.
So this was actually my first time ever hearing this story, and my interest was instantly piqued. I mean, we're talking about Bam Margera getting knocked out by who he's saying is a #1 champion. But upon researching this, I literally can't find any validity about this story. I can't find who this champion was. I can't tell, #1 champion, he says. Like, this should be a pretty big story if you ask me. I can't even find at what point in time this happened. So there's no real saying about who was champion at the time, if this was 2012, 2013. He did say it happened in Adelaide, Australia. So I guess you could kind of maybe imagine who a champion would have been there around that time. I think what's more likely here, though, is Bam just got absolutely fucking slept by a member of the public, a straight up civilian. And I was trying to say it was the #1 champion in the world.
I got one more crazy story about this dude Novak. I want to know. I heard his story that he was a girl. He met a girl so ugly that he.
Dude, more fucking Brandon Novak stuff. Fat guy. You've probably never met Brandon Novak. Like, he literally starts this off by saying, I have a Novak story, and then realizes that what he's saying is not true because he's never met this guy, and he's like, I heard a Novak story. Is this true? Like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Bring your son to this. How old are you?
I let it be. I didn't yell at him yet. I wait.
My lord. Fake ass Roman Bellic over here decides to go back to this hilarious well of the kid in the crowd here, just to find out that his joke never landed. His joke never even worked because the entire time the kid was 18. Dude, just please fucking stop this.
Faction, and I didn't know that she listens to it, but she's 75 years old who just got a divorce to her husband. Not that he had any other pussy lined up, just that he can't take her anymore because she sucks so bad. So there I am talking shit on her, saying she has cobwebs in her pussy and shit, and she's sitting there listening to it. Now I have all this traffic in my yard, and she's trying to figure out what to do. And
with stories like this, you can actually see that Bam has a real set here. Like, Bam has enough life experiences, enough funny stories and whatnot from just living as Bam Margera throughout the 2000s that he could make a really funny set here if he would just drop this fat bastard, if he would practice it, if he didn't go on stage fucking loaded, if he took any time to figure out how to formulate these sentences. This would actually be a pretty good set, but holy shit, he's just so lazy and out of touch at this point.
He's sold out. Well, I got $1 million for 1 day of work. So yes, did I sell out? Fuck yeah. And guess what? They just asked me to do it again.
Legitimately, the most pop that Bam gets during the show is when he's like flexing on his audience. Why are people cheering for this? Whoa! The rich are getting richer. Bam Margera is doing a Right Guard commercial. Let's fucking go. This doesn't do anything for these people. I cannot comprehend why they are cheering for this. So much of this show is just kind of Bam just saying a famous person's name and then getting a giant crowd pop from it. It's kind of pathetic, honestly.
And you know what? Johnny Knoxville.
Redoing the park of your house, the skate park.
Jeff Tremaine is so.
Yeah, so now you've also done a lot of stuff with Tony Hawk, who's fucking revolutionary in the skateboard business, just like yourself. What do you...
I think we should give a shout out to 313 Eminem.
Yeah, give a shout out to 313.
And now you may be thinking to yourself, how is Bam going to end this this magnum opus of a show? How is he going to end this absolute fucking masterpiece? What is he going to bring this show to a climax with? Well, here we go.
Anything else you want to close with here? Is there any other stories you want to
I
tell?
gotta take a fucking piss.
All right, cool, guys. Listen, you guys had fun tonight. You guys had fun.
Wow, that's really fucking epic, man. Just end the show. You have to take a piss. Fuck these guys. We're out. You may as well just pull your dick out and just piss on all the fans, Bam, honestly. I think they would have appreciated that more. Anyways, you guys, this video was terrible. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Have a good one. Bye.